Hi, everybody. Welcome to Grab a Cup of Knit and Chat for August the 11th, 2024. It's about 5:30 in the evening. It's a Sunday afternoon or evening, and this is episode 21. So, I don't know what it is about me and videos, but this is the second time I'm doing this because I can never ever seem to get them right, and I'm not very good at editing. As you probably saw in the last video, I think that's the one that wound up being about that big. So I'm going to kind of get into it. I think talking at the camera earlier, kind of got some of the stuff out of my head and out of my mind. So we're just going to go with projects, um, what I've been up to, acquisitions, and just some exciting stuff, I think. Um, the last couple weeks, I think I mentioned it on the last video. My schedule has changed, so I'm still trying to get used to what I'm doing there. I would like to still do some straightening up and cleaning in my craft room. And I'm one of those people that there is so much to do that I get overwhelmed and I don't know where to start and I shut down. So I think I need to do the timer thing and just start in one section for 10 minutes. When the timer goes off, go do something else and then come back and do it for like 10 or 20 minutes. Um, Either adding 10 minutes if I'm right in the middle of something or just walking away for a little bit and see how that helps. Um, I was kind of hoping that the extra day a week to work on it would help, but so far it has not because my extra day of the week for the last couple weeks has been going to and from doctor's appointments. I'm messing with my tank top because it's pretty hot here in Central Oregon, but at the same time, I have something that I'm going to show you as a finished object, and so I'm wearing a tank top so I don't get overheated. So I hope you've enjoyed your summer so far. I know it's coming to a close for those who go to school, and even though you don't want to get up and go through the routine every day, it's good to see people that you know and friends and stuff like that. So, Friday, we've seen a lot of people camping and stuff around us. And Friday, we went up into the mountains just to get up into the woods and look for berries. And we picked blue huckleberries and low bush blackberries, and I ate on some black cap berries, which to me look kind of like black raspberries, as some people call them black raspberries, but I like them, and queensberry, and it was just an enjoyable day all the way around. So I did some knitting in that time, because he drives and I'm just sitting there, and as you can tell, I cannot sit still. So, at no point in time is there not anything in my hands that I'm doing. Right now, I'm using my lotion bar, just different things. So, let's try to make this one a little bit quicker. And welcome. Thank you for joining me. I love it. I'm just sitting here. Some of you that's watched the podcast already in the last 20 episodes know that this is my way of meeting up with my best friend Leanne. Hi. And just kind of showing off what we've been doing, basically. So, first, the finished object is my Jethro cardigan. And that is right here. And you're not going to be able to see the whole thing when I put it on, but you are going to be able to see some of it. So, isn't that gorgeous? Or I think it is. So I've only steam blocked this because I finished it Friday morning, and for some reason the front really doesn't want to lay right there. And I think that's because I'm going to need to do a complete wet block, but I didn't have buttons on it then. But there's my sleeves and the back. And the pattern calls for a size 6. You only do 4 blocks down. I added a 5th row on the front and back because I wanted that extra length on it, because without it, even with what I did here, it would have came to right here, and I did not like that at all, because that is the worst place to hit anything on me, is right there, because that's the biggest part of my body, and it's just something that makes me not comfortable. The other thing that I did is the sleeves are supposed to be done in a size 6, a US 6, and the cuff and ribbings in a US 4. I did everything in a 6. And the reason I did that is because the first one that I've been making, the white one that I haven't finished with I call it my scrappy cardigan. When I did the button band pickup, it was really tight right here, and I didn't like the way it felt. So I just did it different. I did it in a 6 so that it would be larger. And the other thing that I changed is right here at the top of that 4th square on the front, I started picking up 2 stitches for every crochet stitch. And it lays against my neck better, because I didn't like that really tight fit. I like the way this lays, and then it kind of flares right there, and then it comes back in, and it does that. So I think on my white one, when I take this out, I'm thinking about doing the 2 stitches the entire way. Maybe that has something to do with it. And I did the bind off with a US 7. So I went up a needle size when I did the bind off. These are acquisitions that I got at Flock Fiber Festival, the buttons. Aren't they gorgeous? Those are from Denim and Rain. I took my sweater with me. That's why I did the steam block on it, and that's why I think it might benefit from doing the complete wet block, is I finished it and I needed buttons because I did Chili Dog's 1-row buttonhole. And I really like that because it's just the up and down buttonhole. But I took the cardigan with me so that I could try to find buttons. My intent with Flock Fiber Festival was it's a once in a lifetime festival for me, because all of the YouTube channels were going to be there that I watch, except for one, which was Grocery Girls. And I was excited and I wanted to go for that reason. I am not a crowd person, so I didn't enjoy it for that reason. I got more flustered and frustrated because every booth that I wanted to look at was so crowded that I could not take the time to look. And I got there, I mean, they opened up at 10 o'clock in the morning and closed at 5, and I got there probably about noon because of my train trip. And it was just crazy. But anyway, my intent was to take it and get buttons, and I was able to do that. Um, so that's my one and only finished object this time is my Jethro cardigan by Tanis Fiber. And I love it. And I'm going to make another one. This is Cascade 220 Superwash. I don't know all of the colors, except for the purple. The color scheme came because I had the purple in stash, and it's the Draymore's Stylecraft um, acrylic DK. So I took that and I came up with the other colors, and all the rest of the colors are Cascade 220. And I love it. I love it. But that's why I just wanted something nice to be able to wear to the office, to that was cohesive. And then my white one I do plan on finishing. I may take the hem out as well, but I may just leave it the way it is and just change the button band part. But I'm thinking about doing a double knit button band on that one. I don't know. I probably won't ever button that up, but I wanted the buttons on it for the style effect and because I felt like it looked nicer that way. So there you go. Speaking of flock fiber, we'll just go ahead and talk about that because I did my finished object and that was one of the acquisitions. So we're just gonna go right into it. I was gonna go but with a granddaughter, but she had other things to do. So I had thought about not going at all. And I had already taken the vacation days off to be able to go up there and stay the night and then maybe go back today and then come home this afternoon. And so last minute, I decided just to make a day trip out of it and go. So I got up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I did the Amtrak where they do the bus to the Amtrak station in Portland, and then you take the train from Portland to Seattle, and then you come back and you do it all again. That way, I was able to go same day without having to wait for the other train, which would have only given me like an hour or so. So I got to Flock about noon and I was hot. I only had to walk 4 blocks. It wasn't very steep, but I was excited. I was red. If you know Downton Abbey, red-faced crusty old woman, you know what I'm talking about. I was just in awe because I watch YouTube podcasts on knitting and everybody that I wanted to see was there. Just getting to see them in person was so special to me. And I guess you could say I was a little starstruck. I've felt so like schoolgirlish giddy because I felt like I've known them forever because I've been watching them for a couple of years. And you kind of forget that they're talking to a camera. They can't see you. So you expect them to know you too. And now I feel so embarrassed because I'm sitting there talking to them just like I'm talking to a really good friend, and they have no idea who you are. But they were all very gracious and very kind, and I love every one of them. And I saw Needles at the Ready, Fiber Hustle, Michael from Piece for Piece Knitting, Sarah from Denim and Rain, her sister, and I can't remember, Pennington Pottery, I think. I forgot the card. Um, and Les Garçons, which was Max and Vincent. And Denim and Sarah from Denim and Rain was like so swamped at her booth, and it was just like there was no ability to do picture taking. But her and her sister helped me pick out the buttons. Um, Everybody else was so gracious to take pictures. I was just in awe and so happy. And I saw Natalie from our Nitty Natty from Love and Stitches, but she was just talking to people, and I just didn't have it in me to walk up to her because she was just kind of off to the side. And it was a wonderful day, and that's a bucket list for me. And I would not have gone this year if it had not been for all of those people going to be at this year's flock. I just wouldn't have gone because I work with the public. I am not a very big people-y person. I can be around small groups of people, but something like flock where I so wanted to go and look at certain things, and there was so many people, and I just got so overwhelmed. Let's put it that way. I think people nowadays call it neurodivergent. I don't know. I'm just there are things that it was so overwhelming for me. I did get I wanted to go with the intent of getting buttons for the Jethro and to get some spin cycle yarn. Having Les Garçons there was a big surprise to me because I didn't realize they were going to be there. So when I saw Max, when I came around the corner, when I saw Max, it was just like, oh my God, there he is in person. And then I turned to the left and there was Vincent. And I'm like, oh, starstruck. These people are like movie stars to me. I don't know. And that's kind of weird for an old woman to be that way. But I was very happy, and I would not have gone if all of those people had not been there. We will start with my acquisitions from Fiber Hustle. The mini is lemon and pepper. That will go in my miter square blanket. And this is Snowflake Lane. They're both fingering. If I put my glasses on. 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon. I love it. And then this is 75% superwash BFL and 25% nylon. And then Max, I was able to talk to Max from Les Garçons about their fluff base because I don't like mohair, and he's right. It is so soft. The feel of mohair around my neck and my face and even on my arms is just, I can feel it with my hands and I'm fine. But if I make something with it, it is so awful. So I think I'm going to do, I got English Rose It's their fluff. It's a sport weight. This is 50 grams, 219 yards. It's 55% baby alpaca, 18% fine merino wool, 17% mulberry silk, and 10% yak. 100% dreamy. That's what it says. And it's English rose. And while I was here at the Le Garçon booth, I also got the Spin Cycle yarn. Next Level, a Yarn Story exclusive. This is what they had at their booth at Le Garçon. So I got those. So I don't know if I want to do something together with these, or I may do a Miserina with this with a charcoal gray that I'll show you later. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, I wanted to make a tessellated, and I have the perfect colors, and I had already started, but I didn't have. Maybe I can use this in that tessellated. I think those colors would be good. I will see. I think I might have taken it out, but I think it would be gorgeous. We'll see. While I was at Le Garçon, someone tapped me on the shoulder to say hello, and it was Always Be Kind Yarn. Look them up on Instagram. Amazing yarn. I just love her sock yarn. I just saw her at Black Sheep in Albany, Oregon. Was it last month or June? It was June. And I love her yarn. It's so fun. So fun. And she she was getting the same color. Love it. Hopefully she'll be at Flock next year and doing her thing, because I think she would be amazing there. The next thing that I did was I went to Spin Cycle, and getting back to that whole very crowded, I tried to get in Pacific Knit Co. to get a doodle pack, and I wanted the Flock doodle card, and you couldn't get anywhere around them. And I got so flustered trying. I got into the booth and I was able to look at some mini skeins, but I was never able to look at the doodle packs, and it was all I could do to get out. So the same thing at Spin Cycle, I never got up next to the yarn itself. I was standing back, I was looking, I was waiting for a time, because I had tried to go in there once and I went and walked around and I went back and it was a little slower, even though Pacific Yarn Company wasn't. Spin Cycle was a little bit slower at that point, and I was able to get a little closer, but I wasn't able to see everything. But I saw this, and this is Burning Sensation, and I got two of them. I saw it and I was like, oh my God, that's gorgeous. I loved it. It's not exactly what I wanted. I wanted to get Ghost Ranch, but yeah, I I just couldn't get in there and see what was going on. So I saw this. I asked someone if I could reach across, and I grabbed one, and then I was like, I better get two. So I asked them to reach up and grab me another one, and they did. So I got what I went after. And it's probably a good thing that I wasn't able to get in any more booths, because that was a lot. I got home at about 12:30 last night, so I'm still kind of out of it and I'm kind of all over the place. Just tired. It was worth it, but it's just tiring. Um, what? Let's see. What am I working on? I'm working on the Traveler Hoodie by Andrea Mowry or Drea Renee Knits. Um, which way am I going? It's this way. I'm just starting my third pattern. I'm in my third pattern repeat. So, excuse me, I got the hiccups. I got the hem and I just started the pattern repeat. This is done in Draymore Studio DK. It's acrylic. It's some I got off of the website. It was cheap. It was like $2.50 a skein. So I had 5 skeins of it. The other thing that I'm working on, this is kind of going to be quick because I'm starting to really run out of fuel here, is the sweater wrap by Knititude. Wrap Me Up Sweater Scarf by Knititude. Let me see if I can straighten that out a little bit. I don't do my patterns in color. I think I've said that before. But I am using Cascade Heritage in a charcoal and then a Malabrigo lace. And this is just the beginning. I did 1 cuff. I took it with me on the train ride yesterday. And I took a size 10 needle because I'm at the point where I go from a size US 6 to a size US 10. But I still have to work in the round for a little bit. And I brought my, before you start working flat, and I brought my longer US 10s and not my short US 10s. And so that's as far as I got with that. But this is Malabrigo 139 Potion yarn. That's a lace weight. And then the Cascade Heritage fingering weight. And that's number Superwash Merino and Nylon. That is number 5631 for the color. It's more of a charcoaly. Oh, it is so pretty. I love the fact that I could get those together. I thought this was going to be a fingering weight pattern, and then after I printed it off, I realized it was a DK. And so I'm just using that lace and fingering, and I'm loving the feel of it. So we'll see how that works. And then lastly is my old-fashioned cardigan for my dad for Christmas. That's from Max the Knitter. And I've gotten to split for the sleeves. This is the back. So this is the collar. I've got it all bunched up, so I'm hoping that it's going to be a lot bigger than it looks like because it is all bunched up. There you go. It's quite a few stitches, so which size am I doing for him? He said he wears like an extra large, and I did do a swatch, and because I am using, sorry, Lion Brand's Heartland, which is 100% acrylic in the Great Smoky Mountain colorway. And I swatched and I got the same gauge, and I am doing size 6. So yeah, the mhm. It's supposed to be a 54 3/4 chest. So we'll see. Um, we'll see how that works out. So I haven't done a lot on that in the last couple weeks. Um, but now I'm down to just 3 whips that I'm working on at the moment. I have my other Jethro cardigan, and I think I'm gonna take the bands out of that, the hem and the button band, and rework that. So I may just start over on that and just leave it cropped as something to throw on for the beach, um, and around the house. Um, yeah, so that's pretty much it. Not a whole lot. It's August. Where did the time go? I do know that I want to do a Alpine Bloom, and I want to do the Miserina, and working with charts instead of written patterns is kind of newer for me. And I did stop on Thursday at a yarn shop and ask for, some help with understanding getting the chart on the Miserina. So I think I'm probably going to start with that one. And I don't know. Um, we'll see. That's why I started the Traveler hoodie so far, is because of that chart thing. Um, so yeah, I'm just gonna end it there. There's not a whole lot more going on. I just keep getting lower and lower. So I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. I have one more day of vacation and then I go back to work. So enjoy. Um, enjoy what you do, smell the roses, and you do you. Bye.